Hello everyone, my name is Slumperd and welcome back to Statecraft SMP. Behind me is my first attempt at a little house. It is maybe a little bit bigger than little technically, but it isn't huge by any means. It's also a little bit of a facade still. But today I do want to continue building this little house. I was originally gonna time-lapse the whole thing, but then I forgot to time-lapse the first part. But I think I found a solution, because last Friday, we had again a vote, and spoilers, this time I won. So instead of showing you the whole thing like I did last video, I am just gonna recap it while I time-lapse the rest of this building. But before that, I do want to point something out real quick. Let's have a look at our beautiful city. We have a church half finished over here. We have a couple of stores over there. We have an unfinished store over there. And there in the distance we can see the Masons Guild. And over there we have the start of a palace. And then... oh, sorry, the Loggers Guild's there, and then the Cultivators Guild. I don't think you can even see from here. Oh, now you can see. So there's the Cultivators Guild. Then the Masons Guild is underground somewhere, and over there we also have a Merchants Guild. And in between, it's all very empty. Stuff is slowly getting connected. We're starting to build roads and bridges and stuff like that, which I think is great. But the in-between stuff is all still very empty. So I want to do something about that. But unfortunately, I don't think I just can do something about it. I think I need to change a little bit how the laws work to do that. Oh, hey, someone has been working here, actually. This is improving. That's good. I did think that something should happen here. Don't know who's been working on it, though. But yeah, I have a little bit of an idea for a law that is going to help make this whole place feel more like a city. But to fully explain why, I think I first want to show you the last week's vote. At least that will give you a little bit more of an idea of what my plan is. So I'll go to building that thing over there in the background, and then you can listen to my plan. So I'm gonna work on that thing there in the background, and then you can listen to my recap of last week. Last week, I was fairly sure I would be the one to pay the most taxes, but I wasn't sure yet what law I want to propose. And as time got quite close to the deadline, I decided I would just go with what was proposed last week, in that everybody could use the taxes that had already been paid to use for community projects. But then Happy Stunt from the Loggers Guild came with a proposal to me. What if instead of just adding one law per week, we would add 2 laws per week? The person who won this week obviously would get to propose a law, and the person who won last week would get to propose a law. I like that idea, but that would give Nora an extra law to propose this week because she won last week. So I want to wait before agreeing with what she would have to say about it. And it just so happened to be that she wanted to propose the exact same law that I want to propose. So the 3 of us formed a pact. If any of us would win, we would all suggest that specific law. Synthetic Goon of the Merchants Guilds also joined the pact, making sure we have 4 votes out of our 7 guild leaders. So we were very sure that we would get this law through. As we counted the votes, I indeed had paid the most taxes, and the pact went into effect. And that brings us to this week, where since I am now the winner of last week, I get to propose a new law. And that is where my plan to turn this city into more of a city comes in. At least make it feel more alive is what I'm getting at. All right, I am just about out of food, so I think this is a good place to stop the recording for now, and I think I'll finish the rest of at least the outside of this build in between episodes. Anyway, after that, there is just one thing left to do for today, and that is the plan. That presumably I just gave a little bit of context for as to why I can do it. At least, so yeah, that's a problem. I don't know, I haven't recorded the text bit, so I don't know what I just told you during that time lapse. Tomorrow we're gonna have the next vote, and what I'm gonna propose, and what I'm gonna be proposing for my second law is that people don't make random noises on the background. It's gonna be that each guild should have more than one member. And the way we're gonna do that is by adding villagers to our guilds. And for each villager that's in your guild that has a house and is able to roam free and has a job, I think house, roam free, and job are the important things. I think I'm gonna suggest you get 10 points on the taxes. And that way people will hopefully start making houses and adding villagers to their to the area. And with that we can truly make this a little bit of a bigger, true sort of city feel instead of a little couple of like places dotted around. So yeah, let's see how that went. I have no idea yet. As I said, this is all gonna happen tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Okay, but this is actually an interesting vote because there's only 3 of us right now. So it's definitely gonna go to, because even if all 3 of us agree, it won't be enough to get the vote passed. Because we need 4 votes now.
Wait. Something's terribly wrong.
Hmm?
Someone took away my board.
Yeah. I'm gonna remove it again.
What happened?
I'm placing boards everywhere where I build with. This has been provided by the Masons Guild.
It's propaganda,
And someone
that's what
has
it is.
removed it. Oh, no, it's...
Oh, it's Slumperd.
Of course it's me.
And then I was running to the boards that's
You're
next
advertising
to...
yourself. That's not allowed.
Why not? I mean,
there's no rules against it.
Exactly.
But there's technically also no rule against me putting a sign here saying the clergy paid for this.
Yeah, but that would be lying.
There's no rule against lying.
Yeah, okay. But, well, socially, there is a rule against it.
Okay, let's first have a look at the winner, just to make it official. Where is... The loggers are here, so we're gonna go like that way, so it's as late as possible. I put in 7 copper.
So much.
Oh, there's another book.
And I didn't do any community projects, so 7 it is for me. Mr. K, I don't think has been online. Burn definitely hasn't been online. Merchants Guild actually put in a lot. 5 and 26. Did you do any community projects? Finish specifically?
Yeah, my villager thing. I've been working on my villagers.
Yeah, but it's not really finished, and that's also something you're going to use for shops and stuff.
Yeah, I'm working on the books, getting the books going.
I wouldn't really count it as
She finished amending book for me.
Yeah, I've been
it
working
needs to
on
be for the
books
whole
for
thing. Alchemy was added yesterday, so I don't think they have. Masons 10 did the same tactic as me. And
well, it's 20. I mean, I did some community service.
Yeah, but I think it's like finished projects.
Yeah, it's not like the fountain itself is finished, but I still need to put the garden around it.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
I think you get to this point of like, oh, I'm just going to take 7 years to finish this one project and just double my stuff
Yeah.
every time. And I'm going to just build one block.
Exactly, like you put down one block and then...
Yeah, exactly. Loggers 9 stacks. Plus also finishes bridge this week, so 18 total.
A lot.
A lot. Adventurous. Adventurous would have had more if Flip had remembered that it was the blocks and not the ores. He had put ingots in. If he hadn't done that, he would have had more. Still wouldn't have had the community thing, but still. Oh no, I think he did the... No, that's not finished. But that means that Stunt wins. He's not on right now, so we'll ask him on Discord what his last gonna be. But before that, I do also get to make a last sale for this week, as
We're gonna secretly take the ores out
and put them in the chest behind you. So, so the law I want to propose has to do with the fact that I feel like the village or city is a little bit feels a little bit empty and lifeless still. Oh, yeah, that was another part of this is we have been talking about like we're the guild leaders, but we don't really have a guild right now underneath. Like there's no other members of a guild except for the guild leaders. So
Oh, yeah.
what I want to suggest is that we all get villagers, give them a house, give them a job, give them like a walking space, and those will be the members of our guild. And for each guild member we have, we also get, let's say, 20 points.
Okay.
Actually,
I
I was
that.
gonna say they should count as a stack.
Well, I have so many villagers, so how much does that count as?
So they need to be like in the city, first of all. And then they need to be like they need to all have like their own house. They need to have a job.
I do have one over there that's supposed to be.
Yeah, so that one would count if he has a house and a job.
But are those 2 laws or 1 law?
Well,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I would argue it's 1 law because right now we have the law of like, okay, everything costs this much, and I'm just changing this law and adding the villagers to it. So I'm just changing,
Okay,
like villagers
fair.
are worth now 0 points, and now they're gonna be worth 64 points. I'm rules lawyering, but it's technically true.
Yeah, technically I agree. But
I agree. Few laws.
for me to vote for this law, I think we should take easier numbers than 64.
64 is just because it's 1 stack.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
but like
Mary,
if you're
I
also
think you're
gonna
right.
I think
change,
16.
Yeah.
I think 16 plus 16 plus 16, like each stack, like because some things can stack 16. So let's say we 16. Each 16 is.
I think
a
you're
number.
making it more complicated now.
Yeah, I know. I make everything complicated, but like 16.
yeah, but
How about we say if
Yeah,
it's
but like,
just
if-
worth...
if-
Yeah, because we're gonna change the thing as well. So I'd say...
16 is each stack.
What I would suggest, and that's definitely open to negotiations, is we keep copper at 1, make iron 2, make gold and diamond 5, and emerald 10. And then we say 50 points per villager. Yeah, that's the same thing. Well, that maybe makes for better, easier math if you think so, Norrin.
exactly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Then, if all 3 of us agree, that's gonna be...
Wait. One more thing.
Sure.
How about lapis? Didn't do lapis.
Yeah, I also agree with that. Like lapis should definitely also be a
It could add lapis in the with the 5 points, with the diamonds and gold.
Oh, this is also going to be interesting in deciding what everything is going to cost. Because
Yeah.
now you can say something cost 1 diamond or...
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like, it's gonna cost like a total amount of points instead of
Yeah.
And from there we got a little bit distracted talking about shops and the general area around that area around the what's called fountain over there. But that didn't matter as much anyway, because we had a good idea of what the rules wanted, and we needed to post it on the Discord anyway, since there was only 3 of us. So no matter if all of us agreed, it wouldn't still be sure to be a real law that would come into effect. So on the Discord, I firstly also informed Happy Stunt that he won, and we'll get to his new law in a little bit. But first, about my law, there were a lot more negotiations afterwards. There was a lot of chat about it, because villagers do come with a lot of also functionality, so Goon ended up being a little bit worried that it would start stealing sort of her business with the Merchants Guild. And there are also some concerns about lag and all that, and it's all fair concerns. So we've agreed that it's every guild gets 3 villagers, gets taxes for a maximum of 3 villagers, 500 points still, like we said. And they do need to be like in this general area, have a house for themselves. They can live like as a group together, as it were, but they do need to have a house for themselves, and they need to have a job and be able to sort of like walk the city. So for me, that's a huge success, because that means that there's probably gonna come up a couple of villager houses in this area. And I'm not sure how the rest of the what's it called, points are gonna count and how that's gonna work, but we'll find out. But that brings us to Happy Stunt's new law. As his new law, he wants to bring out or open up the Nether, and there's a lot of support for that, especially since we have the new Alchemy Guild, who definitely needs that Nether to be able to function with their alchemy. Everybody else also just wants the Nether to open, which I think is all great. Personally, I did want to make an offering to the gods and ask for permission and all that before doing it. But unfortunately, I was outvoted, so it's definitely gonna happen. I am still gonna make a appeal to the gods myself, and I'm gonna invite everyone to help with that anyway, even if if it's not necessarily required anymore. And we'll see what the gods think of that. I don't think they'll have generally a problem with it, but they might they might get a little more active. We'll find out, I guess. Anyway, that's all for the future, and so thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.